Choice. Tonight's 48 Hours Mystery.
An investigation on Garry FRAUDsard.
The mystery continues in 90 seconds.
Meet Bill, tonight's unsuspecting victim, who happened to run into Garry FRAUDsard. Let Bill tell you how it happened.
Yeah, I got acquainted with that person that I call Harper, Paige boy, FRAUDsard, at a music venue here in Mesa, Arizona. No, she said she had biographical evidence and genetic evidence. Oh, really? Tell me the story. And she also said she was born a hermaphrodite. And I thought, well, I've never seen one of those. I've got to see this and take pictures. Motherfucker, that's exotic. Like the dang shows him do Demigoddess of Love. And I'm like, I gotta check this shit out, dude. So, come to find out she's staying at a drug and tranny rehab facility called it's a pretty pricey resort in season, but out of season that they put up people like trannies and addicts and what have you to kind of rehab them.
Yeah.
And I mean, kind of is a very general term. But I chalk it up as a learning experience. Because I'm pretty sharp at catching people on the phone or the internet with the red legs. And I just laugh and say, hey, you give me a real name, real address, real phone number, we might be able to do some business. Now, August 14th, right on the day of marriage.
Yeah.
So July is when we actually first met. Bad move on my part.
Before we were able to get in touch with Bill Smith, Garry FRAUDsard had reached out to us with allegations against him. Let us highlight those before we get Bill's response.
You and me, no matter how they toss the dice, it had to be. The only one for me is you, and you for me. So happy together.
Tragedy strikes in Arizona tonight. They're calling this man the Butcher of Mesa. Take a look at these horrific, never-before-seen photos as we uncover the mystery with Dirty Garry, private SINvestigator.
That is a fabricated story. I've never stabbed that tranny. Her fingernails, which she seems to lose control of, gouged me quite a few times, and gouged herself as she was swinging her arms around. A couple of times I bopped her in the face with a closed fist. That was quite satisfying. And one of those times was out here on Paige Junction, and she pressed charges for assault. One had battery, because there was heavy battery involved, but assault, And at the time, she was using my son's house in Mesa for a forwarding address. Well, I intercepted a letter from the court in Apache Junction that said, case dropped, no charge, no harm, no foul, done, finito. I'm like, cool. I took that, cut it up into tiny pieces, and threw it in the burn pile. So it doesn't know that I've been in the hospital now for 2 months.
They painted you as a domestic abuser. Are you denying those claims, or?
Absolutely. Oh my God.
Yeah, they sent me pictures of their injuries and said you were behind it all, but it was all fabricated, huh?
Yeah.
And now you did mention bopping she in the face a couple of times. What led up to that?
Okay, well, let's see. When I first really connected the dots on the documentary evidence and genetic evidence and all the bullshit and non-real evidence, we were at my cousin Pam's house in Bridgeport, Texas. And Pam's like me; she's a pretty liberal chick. We've been cousins, I guess, since we were both born. Whoopee. Anyway, Pam accepted, her as a she totally didn't question anything. And but once the dots did not line up, I believe in trust, but verify. The verification failed horribly. The picture book evidence, Chris Kraft books. Have you seen that? It's the little child in the picture is supposed to be Harper, and the little child in the picture could be any little child. Black and white picture, many years old. Duh.
So in other words, the claim you're making is she admitted to being a hermaphrodite when you first met her. I assume before you got married to her, you had no idea that she was indeed a full-blown male?
Absolutely. You got that dead on.
So you were under the impression there was no male appendage on this she, and indeed you found out that it was a full-blown male appendage.
A hermaphrodite would have a male appendage and female, both.
Mm-hmm.
It would total full-blown both sexes in the same body. A clitoris, a G-spot, a vagina. I guess you'd have to share an asshole. Yeah.
So the bottom line here, Bill, is it's a full-blown male.
Absolutely. There are no female parts present. And I was a pretty good student when I was in school. I learned my biology and anatomy quite well. When I look at something, I see all male. And I ain't shitting you a bit, man. Male in the end. Got a little bit too much body hair. But, it is in here that you can always change body hair. So I was looking for somebody within my generation or close in age. It turns out she's 1 year younger than me. I'm 74. So that was a big plus for me. And it seemed at first that personalities were pretty smooth and got along real well.
The other thing she had made claims of, Bill, not to cut you off here, is she had referenced you were getting about $6,000 a month and she was going to get access to that as your spouse. I think she's trying to get some of your guitars.
She cannot get access to shit. I protect my money.
Yeah. Are you worried about any of the legalities of your marriage and her claiming any of your stuff?
No, I plan on getting an annulment.
I'll get you a trailer, a car, or a van, a truck. What do you want? He's got money. He's got land. He's got a wife that's a bitch. He's ready to go. And he said, I'm not going to live long. I want to get some things done before I go.
She is a he. No female parts, period. Straight up transvestite.
King Trick used to say, no fallopian tubes. Let me see the evidence. I want a doctor. Would you confirm King Trick is right when he says there's no fallopian tubes on this Kenny?
None detected by me or that I could see.
I do want to say this about Bear Chief. He was a plumber. And we talked a lot about who I was going to find to run the KGBT to take on Vladimir Putin and other totalitarian leaders, whether it be G, Putin, Erdogan, the heads of NATO, whoever doesn't believe in freedom. And Bear Chief, being a plumber, understood externalities versus the plumbing. And he said, there's no fallopian tubes there, but there's vas deferens. And that brings me back to a certain fraud. Who almost got the job of the head of the KGBT, who's fathered children. And you get Dirty Gary on the street, he finds things out. So over in Washington, the kid says, you ain't coming over here with your fake tranny routine. You got to be who you are, which is my daddy, Kenneth. And so Kenneth says, no, I won't do it. And so it's not going over to Washington. I want to see pictures. You know, you look at those pictures online and it looks like a package down there.
This is my homeless home. This is my temporary home for 24 more hours. This is my homeless home.
And if you're a hermaphrodite, I want to see some type of external vagina and not just hear about some cuckoo genetic diagnosis from some crackpot doctor. So whoever I get to run the KGBT, they're going to have fallopian tubes. And we're looking hard. And there's a lot of things going on in directed molecular evolution, transhumanism, that I expect my tranny to be a real tranny.
And I can use your quotes from this conversation to expose Kenny, right?
Absolutely.
Fantastic.
The more exposure, the better. She'll kill herself.
Permission from all parties in this video is granted to use their likeness. We have no ill will or intent towards either side, and it is our only goal to investigate and bring you the story. All Too Real's media. We create, you decide.